Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the seventh episode of Alumni Talks with our recommended practitioners. I'm your host Sanjana Purohit from iJazz, and today we are in conversation with a spiritual healer and a life and a relationship coach, Dipali. I would quickly like to introduce about our organization. iChas is an organization dedicated to behavioral, emotional, and mental growth of the individuals from all areas of the society through education, intervention, and guidance. Our institution is based on a solid value system of quality and philosophy, where we believe that therapy is not about focusing upon the weakness but also helping people apply and find their strengths. Before I begin, I would also like to mention about our MHP challenge, an initiative by mental health care professionals requesting people to seek help before it's too late. And now we have with us Dipali. She'll quickly connect with us. So before Dipali joins, I would start with her introduction. So Dipali is a spiritual healer who practices Reiki, pranic healing, Ho'oponopono. So she practices Ho'oponopono, switch words, batch flower therapy, womb healing, sound healing, inner child, angel healing, and also does relationship counseling. Hello, Dipali.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Dipali. How are
Hi,
you?
thank you. Thanks, I'm so good. How are you?
I am good.
Thank you so much for calling me.
So, I have just given a brief introduction about yourself. I would like you to also give something about yourself and what do you do.
So, I'm Dipali Bhattacharya, and I am a I'm a relationship coach, and I believe in heal and healed. That's my motto. So, yeah, that's what I do. And if I have to tell you about myself, I have been a social worker for last 2 decades, and coming from a very religious family, I kind of had a lot of interaction with spiritual people, and I read up a lot on spiritualism. And as I moved on, I slowly, kind of started learning many modalities. I'm sure you talked about that.
Yes.
I learned many modalities, and from Reiki to pranic healing to switch words to Ho'oponopono to
Hmm.
art flowers to sound healing and many things. And then I also did CHCP, and I learned hypnosis, and this coaching thing really helped me to grow. And now I am working with a lot of clients. I have many people, many friends who working along with me, and I have many clients who have issues, and with the grace of God, I'm being I'm some way helpful to them. Yeah.
Yes. So, Dipali, since you had told me once that you have a journey in this CHCP and this healing processes, so can you share with us?
Okay, my journey. See, I have been a social worker, and I have been working in the communities with different people in disaster situations, in
Hmm.
flood situations, in tsunami. I work with different people, different emotions, situations, and circumstances, and all that helped me to think about what life is.
Hmm.
And that took me to Reiki. And as I started doing Reiki, and in fact, I shared it with you. Like at one point of
Yes.
time, I was very sick, and very, I had a time almost of about 7 8 years when I was sick all the time, something or
Hmm.
the other. And at one point of time, my appendix had burst,
Okay.
and I almost lost my life. I went to that extent,
Oh
and
my God.
from there I started a new journey, a
Hmm.
very different journey, which was more into spiritualism. But as I moved into spiritualism, I felt there are certain things which need a deeper, probing, something
Hmm.
which we understand. And I started reading, and I did a lot of mantras, a lot of meditations, guided meditations, and
Hmm.
that's when I started feeling like, how is it happening? And I ultimately understood that it is all about your mind. It starts with the mind, it ends with the mind. And during one of the times when I actually met Nitin, because I wanted
Hmm.
to get healing from him, and I requested him for, because I could realize that I'm getting into a pattern, and I could
Hmm.
see that I am in a
Okay.
pattern where despite of my trying crazy to come out
Hmm.
of it, but I couldn't. I really couldn't come out of it. That's when I got in touch with Nitin, and then he suggested, why don't you learn it yourself? And
Right.
that was my journey into the whole CHCP thing. And I learned that,
Hmm.
as I was sharing with you some time ago, that all the mantras that all the guided meditations that we do, they are
Hmm.
nothing but hypnosis.
True.
When we
True.
do certain chant, when we
Hmm.
in Buddhist we have a lot of chants. Then even in Hindu tradition we have mantras and chants. When we
Right.
do that, it is actually self hypnosis. We are
True.
actually putting in an intention, and that intention is nothing but the way we break a pattern. And that helps. And then the whole concept of reframing, the whole concept of anchoring,
Hmm.
everything was there in the spiritual practice that I was in. And I realized
Right.
this is not this is hypnosis. This
Yes.
is hypnosis is not something about having a pendulum in front of you and making a person think like, oh, as the movies. It is very different. It is not at all what is shown in the movies. It
Right.
is different, and it is all about your mind. So
Yes.
that is something I learned, and then I moved on and I became a relationship coach.
Hmm.
And in that journey, I realized a lot of people these days who are having problems with their either problem with parents or problem with spouse or with children, neighbors, workplace. They Most of them actually, if you look at it, most of them are our own creation.
True.
The way mind is creating it, I mean, we all believe in that.
Yes.
A child, from
Hmm.
the age of 0 to 6, our belief
Hmm.
system is developed. So
Right.
what has been planted in our belief system will
Hmm.
actually manifest in your adult.
Right.
So that is something we need to look at. And most of the people who were having relationship issues, I
Hmm.
felt, basically they just need a little bit of talking. They need that conversational, I won't say at this point conversational hypnosis, but actually conversational hypnosis works in this.
Right.
And there are so many, in fact, in the discussion, I'll be talking more on that. But yeah, this is how it is. That's my journey, basically.
Beautiful. So it all started with yourself and then you started healing others.
Yeah, that's why I call it heal to heal. Because
Yes.
when you heal others, you actually heal yourself. So
Yes.
it's
That's a beautiful name actually.
yeah. So heal to heal. So I call it heal to heal.
Right.
And also bring non-duality when everything
Hmm.
come to one.
Right. So my next question is that what are the types of cases that you handle?
Types of cases, as I already shared, a lot of it are related to relationships, as I said,
Hmm.
between parents, children, spouses, workplace. Though these are the major ones in relationships. Then
Hmm.
I also work with young adults for confidence level issues, and yeah, that has been something which is very interesting and which I really found interesting, because I was myself dealing with my kids who were
Hmm.
teenagers and had career related issues, confidence
Hmm.
related issues. And I felt, yeah, this is something that I need to do. And since I had this training, I started helping my kids, their friends' friends. And then also that I now take up issues of confidence. And yeah, I think mostly confidence related. And also another thing is working with elderly people. The
Hmm.
patterns that they develop, which lead to illnesses for them. So these minor ailments or maybe diabetes or hypertension or certain patterns that they develop in terms of health. So all that I feel.
Okay. And my next question is that how do you use CHCP in your practice?
I actually use a lot of CHCP because CHCP is something which is practical, and in fact, we all use CHCP, in our types, knowingly or unknowingly. Most of the people don't even know that they are using, techniques. Like, see, if I say cord cutting, if I say visualization, reframing, anchoring, or the classical hypnosis. So these, in some way or other, we have been doing this. But here, when we learn it here as a curriculum, then we know practically how far we can go, how to use a certain technique, when to use a certain technique, when to use a mix method. Because there's so many, and since I'm into healing, I use mixed methods. So CFTP along with say Reiki along with Hope, it really goes very well. And Sanjana, what I have seen when I work with children, I visualization works really wonderfully with them.
True.
They completely associate with it. They can so beautifully associate with
because
it.
Kids are always in their own world of imagination.
So they beautifully imagine, and then they actually can take themselves in a different direction. That is something I have seen in many kids, with confidence issues, children who couldn't think what they will do with their careers. I've seen those coming up so beautifully, and talking about professions, and then actually going for it, actually pursuing a profession. I've seen them doing that, so I feel it really works beautifully with them. Then cord cutting is another thing which I felt I have used mostly with adults, especially in relationship issues and with people who are elderly. So that really works very well. Then all those patterns and beliefs, how we change, and the conversational hypnosis, that goes so well with people. Then half the issues to solve by the time your conversation is kind of over. So half of it
I remember you telling me that you use conversation hypnosis in your Reiki also.
Yes, in my Reiki, in all my basically healings, in Ho'oponopono I use it a lot. In Back Plan I use it a lot, because when you are in a conversation and you kind of help your client to note down things, when they start jotting down things, half of it is resolved on its own, because the client will know where they are explaining an issue, where they need to look at it, where they need to focus it. Automatically they start doing it. And many times I've seen clients themselves coming up with the solution, saying, this is what I think I need to do. So I say, okay, let's reframe it. Let's put it together. So
also it is helpful for us to question and to use certain kinds of question at certain point of time. Like, it is always important.
True. That's very true.
Perfect.
So this is what it is. And another thing I feel is when a person realizes the fight and flight situation that we all are in, it becomes much more easier for us to understand. A lot of people who are like, I'll give you my own example. I used to have toe problem. My nail, the big toe, it used to get infected. It used to get so badly infected that I would have to go for a surgery and surgically remove the whole thing. So I had it for 5 times. And after going through 5 times this whole painful process, I in fact, again, I spoke to Nitin, like, what do I do? I mean, how do I come out of it? Why is it becoming such a pattern? And he also said, look at it, and you start asking the questions yourself. And then I mixed it with Ho'oponopono, I mixed it with my Reiki and all that. And then I realized the pattern that I am in. My flight situation was so much of a pattern in my life. It had become like, see, consciously we may try to do certain things, but unconsciously things keep on happening. So
Right.
until we go through a process, unconscious you cannot change without going through a process. A conscious thing you can just immediately stop doing it. I'm smoking, I decide not to smoke, I stop smoking. I
Right.
mean,
Hmm.
directly if you want to say, I can just step it. But when it is in the unconscious habits, behaviors, addictions, particularly,
Hmm.
then you have to go through a process.
True.
Unless you put your unconscious, unless you handle that and
Hmm.
break that pattern there and put a new suggestion for yourself,
Hmm.
things don't change.
True.
So so this is what it is. Yeah.
I completely agree to you on this. So, my next question is that what are the issues and the challenges that you faced before learning CHCP?
See, one, definitely lot of challenges, because initially I didn't understand that pattern. I
Hmm.
couldn't understand. When I'm working with my clients now, I can see the stark difference
Hmm.
and challenges that I went through in terms of understanding issues, in terms of getting a real idea of how to come out of it.
Hmm.
You may be able to identify a problem. We can
Right.
identify it,
Hmm.
but come out of it is
Hmm.
something that is a big challenge. So
True.
that is something that before this process, I had this problem. I couldn't really come out of situations. But after CHCP, yes, I learned how to come out of it. I practiced it,
Hmm.
even with my clients, even with people who I deal with. I
Hmm.
have seen how their lives have changed after this process, how
Right.
they were when they were handling an issue, and
Hmm.
how they changed, how their behaviors changed, the way of looking changed
Right.
after they went through this process. So, yeah.
And can you give us a case study example of it, like how you use CHCP?
Yeah, I'll give you one example. I mean, it's my favorite one actually these days, because of the relationship I was with you. That
Hmm.
once you start getting a particular kind of relationship issue, then it starts bombarding you, and so many cases come one after the other, and it becomes another pattern. So I was once talking to one of my clients who was having relationship issue with her spouse, and they were on the verge of getting separated. And since there was a love marriage, she was finding it very difficult to go back to her parental home.
Hmm.
So when I was talking to her, I started realizing that she basically did not. I mean, she's again conversational hypnosis. Huh? In the process, I realized that she didn't actually have a problem with her spouse. And
Then.
I realized that her problem is her own friend who was going through a relationship issue.
Oh.
And she was actually associating that victim psyche. She was associating herself with her. And then she was actually thinking that her husband is not good either. You
Oh.
know, just see, she started feeling that she is not getting good deal, she's not getting good respect, her
Hmm.
dignity is being compromised, she's not getting enough love, affection, and all that.
Hmm.
and, and then I realized basically she doesn't need to separate from her husband, she needs to do a little bit of cord cutting. So
Cord
I
cutting with.
with her husband, her friend, I kind of took her through the process, and I wanted her to do coordinating with everybody and be on her own.
Hmm.
And once she became herself,
Hmm.
I was sharing with you, right, that
Hmm.
I took her to a place in a hypnotic state where she had said yes to her husband.
Hmm.
I took her there, and there I started asking her, like, how does she feel? What does she see? What is her husband like? And
Back to
then
that time.
back to that time, and
Hmm.
she came back with the answers like there is no issue at all. She's comfortable with her husband. At times we have very smaller issues, like somebody's spouse may be smoking and throwing the buds here and there.
Hmm.
That is a problem. but she is looking at other things. Like he watches TV at different hours and he doesn't come home at time. So many she's talking about, but she's not able to pinpoint at where the issue lies.
Right.
So people start talking to them, you take them to through a process, and when they start visualizing the thing, then you understand the problem is only this small. It's not that big. And after they come back, when you take notes, you share it with them that this is what do you think about this? And then I mean, this girl, to definitely, she was saying, "Oh my God, I really need some time to think. Please take time." And now
Yes.
she's okay. She's absolutely fine. She doesn't need a separation or divorce or anything. She didn't have to go through anything.
Right.
So I think that a lot of it in marriages or in relationships, as we all see, so many undercurrents that happen. And if we actually find them out, we realize there's nothing. Nothing. So we so about, and certain things are our patterns, and certain things are our belief systems. When I was child, I was taught that if a man keeps his chashma on the top, then he is arrogant. So now, if my husband keeps the chashma on the top, I'll think he's arrogant. So that's
So that's what you were taught always.
yeah. So I think that is something that has worked for me. Yeah.
True. So, since you have been mentioning about Ho'oponopono, and most of our audience might not be aware of it, so can you share with us that briefly that what is Ho'oponopono?
Okay, see, I mean, I'm very fond of Ho'oponopono, so I can talk about it for an hour.
Please do.
I know, but Ho'oponopono is very beautiful. It's a Hawaiian thing. It's very beautiful, and it comes very close to us, Sanjana. It comes very close to us. It was used in a home, in a jail. Basically, it was used for the first time when there were people who were criminals, and they were also very sick. And this doctor felt that it is very important that people understand what is happening to them. And he permission and started working with a lot of people, and he took about a group of people, and he started working with them in terms of telling them that whatever is happening in my life, it is my own creation. Okay, so whatever in me that has created this situation in my life where I'm having XYZ problem, I pray for it to be healed in all time, space, and dimensions. So whatever that is coming from my past, let it be healed. Whatever is coming from the present, let it be healed. And whatever is going into my future, let it be healed. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So these are 4 golden words.
And can you repeat it again?
I'm sorry. Because you need to say sorry to yourself, not to anybody else, to yourself.
True.
Sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So these 4 golden words are the most important pillars of this faith and of this belief that anything that is happening in my life has got a reason. It is a mirror of my inside which is coming out. So I need to first handle it inside. Once I handle it inside, the outside gets on its own.
True.
So in Ho'oponopono, like what we do, if suppose like somebody meets with an accident and they come to you and say, my family member has met with an accident and is very sick and I'm very disturbed, what do I do? So for me, as a healer, what I will do is, I will look at myself like, why did I invite this person in my life? This situation is happening in front of me, or this person has come to me crying that her loved one has met with an accident. Somewhere I'm connected with this person.
True.
So my connection, I need to heal. So whatever in me that has led to this situation, that XYZ has come to me with this problem, let it be healed in all time, space, and dimensions. Because I could have somehow created it. I don't know how, when, what. So many things get created. So I will look at that and I will pray for that healing. When I heal, automatically the person in front of me will come back and say, my relative is stable now,
Hmm.
and I'm feeling much better, and I'm healthier, my
Hmm.
partner is healthier, and things start changing because I'm changing.
True.
And I also believe, I mean, it's not my belief, I understand this, that
Hmm.
whatever happens to you today, we are having this conversation, Sanjana.
Hmm.
Somewhere you and I are connected, and all
Right.
the people who are listening to this, all the people who are watching this, are also connected with us somehow, some
Yes.
connection. Maybe I
Yes.
don't know who is listening, who
Hmm.
is not. And
Hmm.
probably some who would have just switched on won't
Hmm.
know me at all. But
True.
there is a connection. There is a
Yes.
connection that's listening to me, and that's
Yes.
why I'm talking to them. So
True.
that connection is established. So Ho'oponopono believes in that. So anything and everything that happens in our life, we look
Hmm.
at it from four pillars, which are:
Hmm.
I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. I just love it. Every night I can't sleep without doing Ho'oponopono because I feel every client that is coming to my life is me. Somewhere
Right.
it's me.
And like we say that we are the part and parcel of this whole universe. It is something like that.
Yes, the whole universe is one. Like if there's a huge tree,
Hmm.
and at the tree, and then I say, this is I'm this branch, and this is me, and I'm separate from the tree. It's not going to be like that. The
No.
reality is a part of the tree.
Yes.
You are a somebody is a leaf, somebody is a bird, somebody is a flower, somebody is somewhere. So, but it is all part of that tree. So it's all universe is one, and we are
True.
all part of it. So
Hmm.
we can't be two. We are all one. So when we start believing in it,
Hmm.
things start changing for us a lot.
True.
Yeah.
And even though if we say just from in the front of the mirror, the Ho'oponopono's this thing, four golden words, it is still so beautiful. Like if you just say I love you to yourself daily, it's going to replace, it's going to reflect in some or the other way.
I'm telling you, if we all say I love you to ourselves every day, looking at your mirror, or you don't look at mirror, you just say I love you to yourself. I'm telling you, 90% of your physical ailments will go,
True.
and a lot of your emotional traumas will also go.
True.
The things that have happened in your life, that have
Hmm.
happened in the past, have a reason to happen, that has happened, but we are unable to move out of it. Even
Right.
if physically we have moved on, even if you know everything has changed, but we still carry it like a sack of potatoes we carry. And
Hmm.
there is a rotten potato, which is our thought, one particular thought, and we are still carrying it on our shoulders and saying,
It will
"Kitni
soil the
badmoos you
whole thing.
are." And we are actually, it is soiling the whole thing.
Right.
And this stench, I'm unable to carry it anymore.
Hmm.
I'm feeling, oh God, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? But I will not go back and open that sack and see what is
Hmm.
in there.
Right.
So that's, I think, is what CHCP does to us, I think. Because you start looking, when you're going through a process, you realize that, these things are not required.
Hmm.
Even my childhood, I remember I had a very difficult childhood.
Hmm.
Like, I suffered a lot of abuses and branding from relatives,
Hmm.
lots. And my whole childhood was in tears and sorrows because of the issues that I went through. I had low self-esteem. I thought I'll never be able to do anything because that's what my relatives had written about me. This
Hmm.
person is not going to do anything. She is a hopeless thing. 18 years की हो जाएगी, शादी करा देना पड़ेगा. I mean, it was that kind of a thing for me.
Hmm.
My father my mother, they would just fight with everybody, and they'll always tell me that don't worry, things will be okay. But things
Hmm.
were not getting okay at all.
Hmm.
You know, and I'm sharing this for the first time. I hope none of my relatives are watching it now because
They
I
should. They should.
I have forgiven them long ago. But during this Ho'oponopono, I realized
Hmm.
that whatever they have been doing, somewhere, it has been coming from my past, my own thinking, my own feeling. And I also felt that, in fact, I was as a kid, I was witness to an infidelity between two relatives. Okay.
Okay.
And as a child, I didn't understand what it was. But during one of the meditations, I got the glimpse of it. So, and I used to think, why did they brand me so much? I mean, I wasn't a bad kid at all. But why was this happening? I kept on asking why for many years. Though I did forgiveness, I did all that. But I also did cord cutting with them. I did everything. I actually don't have much association with those people anymore. But I still carried it in me. So wherever I went, I always looked at similar kind of personalities and I'll stay away from them. You know, that sack of potatoes, which was actually spoiling everything. Because every relationship I'll think, okay, no. I don't want my children to go to my relatives. I don't want my kids to associate with anybody. I would do that. So what was it doing to me? It was harming me because my kids were not getting a normal regular life because they were thinking, okay, we have to stay away from. That's not what they should be doing.
Right.
And then when I started realizing what has happened and how that image, how that situation that I was in somehow, unfortunately, that had created the whole cycle of abuse and branding and all this for me. So after I saw that in the process, I did a lot of forgiveness. I did a lot of, in our self-hypnosis session. I mean, I do self-hypnosis every day because I find that really, really very effective, very helpful. So I do that every day. And in that process, I learned to actually forgive and actually come out of it. And I realized, okay, I need not brand myself so much. I need not consider myself guilty for all that. It's
True.
okay. It's over. So then I started changing and I recovered emotionally. So that emotional trauma got over and I came out of it. So I really give a lot of value to these processes.
True. And it is very important for one to first heal themselves and then you can heal others.
Yes.
Because until and unless you are wounded, you cannot give a bandage to anyone else.
Absolutely. That's so true. And also at the same time, when you are healing others, you're actually healing yourself. So if you believe that, so it's a process that goes on, that continues for long time. And but in the process, all you need to do is that instead of blaming others, instead of looking for that band-aid, go into the root cause of the problem. So once you go to the root cause of the problem, half of the things get solved.
True.
So yeah, so that is something that even with a client, if suppose, I mean, I have a client and not a traumatic relationship with her spouse and her in-law, and she often comes back really emotionally very badly wounded. So I have started doing this process with her now, that I ask her to go back to her childhood and look for patterns that she has unconsciously created in her life. So now that with every session when we see, she goes through one, I tell her to pick up only one emotion, not it's too deep for her. I told her it's going to take long. It won't happen in 2 sessions or 6 sessions. It is going to take long. I told her maybe you have to go through a year-long process, but go through it. It's really worth it because she needs to go back to her childhood and trace all the situations that have happened, heal each. So once she starts healing all the past issues, change on its own.
True.
So that is something that as practitioners people have to
right. So my next question is that how would you recommend the CHCP to your people from your field and the psychologist?
I really recommend it to everybody because it is very scientific one. It helps you to understand the logic part of it. You know, as healers, we do a lot of guided meditations. We do a lot of mantras, chanting, if we try to understand our issues. But where will that logic part come in? The logic part will come in when you understand from the psychological point of view. So when
Right.
the psychology comes in, you understand, because it's empiricism. Psychology is all about empirical science.
True.
So if it is empirical, then you know how certain thing really is life. And there are so many experiments, so many people have worked on
Right.
it. So one can actually, as a psychologist, I would feel, I know many friends who are psychologists, and I feel they use a little bit of hypnosis in their process, little bit of in their conversation. If they start doing hypnosis, maybe the classical one, if they want to do, it's fine. If not that, maybe they can pick up a part of it. And all these techniques really work wonderfully.
Right.
They'll be able to handle the issue of a client in at a much faster pace
Right.
and much
Hmm.
will take you because what happens is many clients they fake also, fake emotions, they fake relationships. They'll tell you okay, this partner is bad. Actually, if you take them through a process, you realize it's not so. This person is actually creating a story. So
True.
that you understand when you take them through a process. क्योंकि दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाता है. You get a
You
clear picture.
understand the patterns.
Yeah, कि क्या है, pattern क्या है, कहाँ story में change आया, like the way we observe client. Your observation tells you whether the client is, how the story is changing. So I
Right.
think that really helps. And even for spiritual healers, it is very important that they learn, especially CHCP. There's so many techniques. They can pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But it really beautifully with clients. The mix of it
True.
is really beautiful.
It is beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. So my next question is that how has CHCP helped you in your personal life?
In my personal life, I mean, it has completely changed me. To
Like
be
you have
very
shared.
honest, because
Yes.
I shared with you that how my own relationship with my relatives changed, how I started understanding the patterns in my own behavior, and these really changed me. Because otherwise, I would have been standing here. I would have been, helping people, because it's been really impossible. So
True.
all that changed because of this practice.
Beautiful. And last thing that so I always ask this question to all our alumni that what is your most favorite technique from CHCP? Like most favorite.
Most favorite, I mean, it's very difficult to say. I can't say much because, um, in fact, so many of them. I just explained the cord cutting thing with you. How it really works beautifully in every situation.
Right.
Visualization. And then the whole, I mean, the classical hypnosis is also very, very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Right.
And I think so many of them.
So everything is your favorite.
Yes, all of them are my favorites. I use them when I can, and depending, of course, on the situation, depending on the acceptability of the client, all these things are there. But most of them are really, really very beautiful ones.
And what are your future plans, if you could share with us?
My future plans, that's like my favorite thing to discuss. Because see, I really want to work with people. That is something I really want to help people who have gone through issues, who are going through issues, who want to come out of their issues, especially relationship ones, health ones, because health is something which I have suffered massively in my life, massive. Because for almost a decade I remained sick, and I really learned how to come out of it, and now I really want to help people to come out of it, because I know it's all in the mind.
True.
And how your mind creates every element for you. So this is something I really want to work for. And another thing I want to work with is people who are elderly. That is that is the heart's calling, I would say. And I want to help people when they are going through bereavement, I want to help people when they are old and they are on the verge of going from this earth planet. So I really want to help them, and I some people, and especially it all started with an uncle and then with my father. I realized that people who are getting older and people who are now, on the verge of leaving their bodies, how the medical science treats them, how people tell them that you're going to live, you're going to live, you're going to live. They never prepare them for, death. They never prepare people. We are all so scared. We are so fearful of death. We're so fearful of it. So I feel this is something I really want to work on. And I worked with a couple of people, and I realized that really everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. But when you know that some person is terminally ill, or a person is, on the verge of going, at that point of time, in the doctors and all this, so wrongly they tell the person, you are recovering, you are getting better, rather than telling the person or helping the person to let go.
True.
Which is so important. So when I started helping people, especially with my father, when I started helping him, and I realized even my own family members felt I'm going crazy. Even, if my sister is listening, my sister told me, have you gone mad? You are telling dad that let go, you have to leave. You are telling him that. I said, it is very important that people learn. Thank your body. Thank everybody. Forgive all your relatives, friends, and everybody with whom you had any issue. Forgive them.
Like
Come
the
out of it.
Ho'oponopono one.
Yes. And then Ho'oponopono works so beautifully. I did that with my father. And I felt, and I was telling my dad that, do you think I'm doing the right thing by telling you all this? He said, absolutely.
True.
He said that you are doing the right thing. I said, you touch your heart and say thanks to your heart. It has pumped for so many years. Touch your kidney, say thanks to the kidney. Touch your stomach, say thanks to your stomach. And
I always do this.
Yeah, a lot of people felt going crazy.
So, if I wanted to share with you one thing that recently I had one case, and then the person wanted to heal because of some anger issues. So I just told that in the relaxation state, I suggested the person that be thankful of your heart, that it beats, that you are in this world. The lungs, be thankful to them. And then they actually started crying in the session because they never did that. And we don't do it. We don't realize कि उसको भी thank बोलना चाहिए.
Yes, because वही तो सारा काम कर रहा है. सारा काम तो organs ही कर रहे हैं और हम उनको बिल्कुल भी thank नहीं देते. हम उनको कभी we don't consider them as important for our body. So it is important to have that mind, body, soul connect. It is very important to understand it from the perspective of life as such, and it's such a beautiful thing that we have this life, and we need to really make use of it. And that's what I want to do in future also. I want to work with lots and lots of people, and I want to do healing. I want to get deeper into my spiritual practices. I'm still learning. I'm still at a very nascent stage. I want to really go deeper in all the processes and be helpful to people.
Beautiful. So all the best. And thank you for your beautiful time and your beautiful inputs. It was really amazing having you. And thank you. And perfect. And I would also like to say that we are having our online level 1 and level 2. So we have our weekend batches, we have our evening batches, we have the whole day batches, so you all can just enroll. The details are on the www.ichas.com and you may visit us there. So, and I'll see you everyone next Wednesday, and I will be in a conversation with mind clarity coach and a psychologist. So thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. the people, please join in. It's really wonderful journey. It's a beautiful journey. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Sanjana.
you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.